world life.
Hello, Gillian Topa. My name is Gregfina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Topo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on the show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world life.
Hello, Gillian Topa. My name is Gregfina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Topo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on the show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Fellow Liberians, welcome to the most informative program, Inside the Print Media on Focal Online TV.
Foca FM, Foca Online TV. This is a way we choose to welcome you to this edition, June 4, 2024 edition of the program Inside the Print Media on Foca Online TV. Folks, we want to sincerely apologize for the technical issue. Our technician is in the studio here to help us in the process to overcome some of those technical issues in the studio. Some of those technical issues we have in studios are pretty well beyond our control, and this is why we have our technicians in our studio always very, very careful to handle this particular situation. So, like I said, we have a varieties of newspaper in our possession. We have the Daily Observer newspaper. We have the Front Page African newspaper. We have the View Down newspaper. We have the Daily Observer newspaper and lots of newspaper. And all of these newspaper are about Liberia interest. These are developments or happenings taking place in our country, Liberia. For those of you who are watching, keep sharing our live video. Keep sharing our live video. I see one of our followers has just commented. His name is Abraham Yam. I'm following from a house. So Abraham, we want to say thank you for always following. But in such a kind of case like day, what I think you need to just put your location where you live so that we can be able to recognize your location. So it's good. It's always good to be following us. It's always good to be following us. So let's go over to the Daily Observer newspaper. Erosion ravages Port of Buchanan. Wow. Erosion ravages Port of Buchanan. Let's see. As management advances assessment report, the Port of Buchanan is facing a significant threat as coastal erosion continues to ravage its facility, causing a regression of the shoreline and posing risks to both employees and infrastructure. The recent tour of the area by Port Manager Jonathan L. Cappy and Chief of Operation Dan Nathaniel K. Zoga revealed the impact of the sea level rise on the port operation and highlighted the urgent need for intervention to address the climate-induced challenges. Massive, massive sea level rise practically brought the operation of the port to a halt on Tuesday, May 21, 2024. The sea level started to rise, causing destruction here at the port. Most of our wires got destroyed, and of course, certain part of the port remains in darkness. Carpet narrated about the incident to journalists after a tour of the port facility last week. Carpet called for coastal assessment report to safeguard the port from the effect of sea level rise and the recommendation for a coastal defense system underscored the seriousness of the situation. He further discussed the assessment report, which he noted was done to summarize what he took over having visited the facility in March 2024. He disclosed that the estimated cost of the building, the coastal defense system, are projected to be around 1.2 million, emphasizing the financial resources required to address the ongoing coastal erosion issues. He disclosed that the estimated cost of the building of coastal system Yeah, defense system are projected to be around 1.2 million, emphasizing the financial resources required to address the ongoing coastal erosion issues. Furthermore, the assessment report presented by CAPI outlined various challenges faced by the port, including overcrowding, workforce size, increased equipment, malfunctions, and administrative constraints. Despite these challenges, the management vision for the Port of Buchanan aims to modernize the facility, enhance workforce capacity and efficiency, and attract potential investors to promote economic growth in the region. The Port of Buchanan has raised more than 3 million annually between March to May 2024. The port has raised over 1 million constructing a coastal defense and making this second largest port in Liberia more attractive, with widening the gateway to the Liberian economy, according to Manager Kapi. The former senator of Grand Bassa County disclosed that during the transition, he was not privileged to have a turnover engagement with his immediate predecessor. He cataloged overcrowdedness, the rise in the number size of workforce from 40 to 50 employees to 73 and 111 contractors. He added that the terms of reference were a major concern of employee, while the only one boss to commute staff was out of order, as the port was also challenged to run a generator coupled with the challenge of marine services and the lack of fire truck. He did the assessment. We did the assessment of management, and we have been working very hard at different levels. We have restored the boss and generator. We made sure that other benefits like the destruction of rights have started to come, he said. Carpet revealed that what he termed as a vision for the Port of Buchanan, stressing on providing modern facilities to meet current realities and managing an alley workforce to enhance efficiency and productivity by providing training and capacity building, recruitment of young people who will go into marine services, and the procurement of needed equipment. He said our goals of his management is engaging with NPAs in ArcelorMittal Liberia to deepen the depth of the port to suit larger cargo ships and the DPS drug, among other things. We want to berth more vessels. Currently, we are berthing around 90 to 100 vessels annually, of which 60% of the 65 are berthed at the Iron Ore PM. We hope that the working with ArcelorMittal and the central management, this vision will be achieved, he noted, adding, although high-profile investors have expressed interest in having investment at the Port of Buchanan. He also said that the management is working with central administration to ensure the administrative office of the Port of Buchanan is relocated to separate administrations from operations in line with the best practices. Captain praised Sekou H. Dukley, managing director of the National Port Authority, for his enormous support towards the port, but termed the sea level rise as a fearful occurrence. Nathaniel Zoga, chief of operation at the Port of Buchanan, accompanied a team of journalists who visited the area on Friday, May 31st, 2024, and toured the facility to gather first-hand information emanating from the coastal impacts. The port operates in a deplorable state, with coastal erosions connecting together on the ground to break its infrastructure apart, Zoga said. Recalling the experience during the tour, Zoga said, in May this year, the sea level rise ravaged parts of the administrative office of the port and destroyed several materials, which also caused grave impacts to the port in August 10, 2023, he recalled. Last year it happened. For 3 days, we did not work because of the impact. Again, the same situation occurred this year in May, causing us to cease port operation. We are deeply worried and we want the government to intervene immediately, he narrated. Several employees who commented believe the solution to this problem is to intensify the coastal defense of the port, which they pinpointed will protect its infrastructure from the existing potential risks posed by the climate crisis. They emphasized that the urgent need by constructing a more sophisticated rock revetment to protect the port against coastal erosions and storm. They call for immediate government intervention to address the coastal erosion and enhance the port's infrastructure, reflects the present need to protect the sustained second largest port in Liberia. The historical significance of the port, constructed in the 1960s by the Liberian American Swedish company cooperation. Lamco underscores it important as a key economic gateway. Efforts to secure the port against climate-related threats are essential to ensure the continual operation and viability of the vital maritime facility. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines on the Daily Observer newspaper. Tumult at LDEA. That is the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. So the Daily Observer newspaper is reporting that there is the confusion at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Instead of these guys cracking down on drug, they are cracking down on each other. That is very, very disgusting for our country, Liberia. So let's give you the development here. So they said Thomas at LDEA headquarters turned battleground as DG, which is the Director General. Ibrahim Krumah and Fadiga engaged in a fist fight. Wow! So these guys were throwing blow at each other. That is very, very disgusting. The president elected those guys to spearhead a particular function, and they have turned the place to be a battleground. When President Joseph Jomo Boakai appointed the Director General of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, Ibrahim Krumah and his deputies, they were charged with the mandate to lead a government war on abuse of illicit substances in the country. However, rather than fighting drugs, the head of the LDA are fighting each other, turning the LDA headquarters into a battleground. DG Krumah and his deputy for Operation Hassan Fadiga were on Monday, June 10, 2024, involved in a fistfight with their lawyer officers also joining in the brawl. The conflict extended to the lawyer officers of the two powerful men, further escalating the situation. Police Inspector General Gregor Coleman had to step in to end the fight between the two top officials. Krumah accused Fadiga of frequently being involved in acts of gross insubordination and often taking disagreement to social media for discussions. As to what led to the altercation on Monday, Krumah accused Fadiga of brandishing a weapon during the altercation with him. Fadiga was brandishing weapons, and I had to call the director of police, he said. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman had to intervene. This marks the second such occurrence of its kind. They were summoned for investigation by the Liberia National Police. Disciplinary inquiry launched. Councillor Oswald Twe, Justice Minister, was on Monday, June 10, among several high-ranking officers, including IG Coleman, to launch an investigation into the LDA leadership fracas. The investigation at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police is sanctioned by President Joseph Boakai, according to a high-profile police source. The police officer said that the altercation was caused by personal matter between Colonel Ibrahim Krumah and Hassan Fadiga. The incident did not involve any civilian, and there was no use of dangerous weapons, the officer said. The investigation for the case will be conducted with a disciplinary standpoint, he added. The incident caused tension at the LDA office, with lawyer officers protecting each of their bosses. However, it took the intervention of IG Coleman and his team of officers to bring the situation under control by arresting both Krumah and Fadiga. Earlier, Fadiga has circulated on social media that there was no zombie drug in the country, contrary to the report that the drug is on the rise in Liberia. According to the circulation, Fadiga said there is no evidence to support this claim. Fadiga further wrote, "We have received several calls regarding the existence of the zombie drug in our country. As Deputy Director of Operation for Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, I want to emphatically state that there is no evidence whatsoever to support these claims." He meanwhile assured that the public and international partners at the LDA has thoroughly investigated the allegation and found no credible information or evidence to suggest the presence of the zombie drug in Liberia. Fadiga went to say, Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, through its investigation, aims to dispel public fear and maintain trust in the agency's commitment to safeguarding the nation against drug-related threats. Many Liberians saw Fadiga's statement as a provocative stance in addressing claims that could have caused unnecessary panic. The LDA continues to monitor and address drug-related issues within Liberia, ensuring safety and security of citizens and maintaining transparency with public and international community. Fadiga's statement said it is yet to be established whether Fadiga's statement is behind the altercation. So with this being said, this is how we will take a very short break. When we come back, we bring you stories from the remaining papers.
Hello dear, my name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Toba. My name is Greg Courage Pa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headlines of top stories in our country and the world at large on Focal Online TV.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Thank you for joining us. For those of you who are following us this morning, we want to say welcome to all of you. This is the program Inside the Print Media, where we bring you stories pertaining to our country, Liberia. So every other stories we report has a relationship with our country, Liberia. So let's go over to the Front Page African newspaper. Youth and Sport Ambassador challenges accuser to provide marriage certificate as Executive Mansion remains mute on Bimagate allegations. I will read the headlines again. Youth and Sport Ambassador challenges accuser to provide marriage certificate as Executive Mansion remains mute on Bimagate allegation. The Executive Mansion of Liberia appears to be tight-lipped and indecisive over accusation linking two senior officials of the Unity Party-led government of President Joseph Boakai to alleged Bimagate. Two officials include senior political advisor to the president and youth and sports development ambassador at large Madela Cooper and her husband Alian Kibi. Kibi, who is a former Senegalese soccer player, reportedly married to Madame Cooper traditionally in 2019, but later identified as Sadio Jourare, based in France, has been claiming and accusing Madame Cooper of allegedly smashing away her husband. In the letter of complaint dated May 2022-2024, addressed to President Boakai, Madame Jourare claimed that her alleged husband Kibi failed to legally divorce her, but suspiciously got married to Madame Cooper, who he considered as big sisters. I come seeking your intervention regarding two senior members of the government, Madela Cooper and Alilian Kibit. Please consider my communication as a follow-up on my exchange with your Minister of State for Presidential Affairs pertaining to the involvement of these two in Bimangate. Madam Durari letters to President Bouaka. She recalled that on January 30, 2024, she informed Minister Grisbane on this matter. Mrs. Madela Cooper, whom I consider my own big sister because she frequented my family for 18 years. Since 2006, got married to my husband, Aliyon Kibi, when he is yet to legally divorce me. My husband and I have been married for 9 years since May 2015 and have an 8 years old son. The latter asks me every time the opportunity arises, where is my father, leaving me speechless. Madame Durari noted that it is saddening that though numerous discussions were held with Minister Brisbane on this matter, which he could be brought to the Liberian leader's attention, she saw no appointments of Madela Cooper's and she saw the appointment of Madela Cooper and Alina Pibik into high-level positions in government. She noted that this act, like the two which has been reported to several in and out of government, including Senator Yumbli Kanga Lawrence, Abraham Darius Delon, Amara Collins, Stanton Witherspoon, Deputy Ministers, Gabriel H. Selly, Representative Emmanuel Dan has completely broken her family and left them in tatters. Previous case 1. For your information, Mr. President, I filed a complaint against Alain Kibi at the Paris Judicial Court for family abandonment, and I won my case on March 1st, 2022. He was ordered to pay alimony, which he never started, and has therefore still not respected this judgment. These two senior members of the government open involvement in Bimangate appointment and a coupled with your decades of public experience, as well as your role as the deacon in the Baptist Church, could not be in accordance with the family values I submit. I pray and remain hopeful that you intervene in this matter, as well as set a precedent that will see any reoccurrence of such in your government. I remain at your disposal. Please accept, Your Excellency, the assurances of my highest and most respectful regards. In a telephone interview with Front Page Africa on Monday, June 10, Mr. Kibi challenged Madame Durari to disclose her marriage certificate with him. He noted that the video and photos showing him and his ex-partner wearing similar attire and being portrayed by media institutions and others on the social medias and various online platforms were taken at the time they were making a religious wedding in Banjul, Gambia, with plan of to get wedded in Paris. With some unwanted habits of the ex-partner prompted him from going into further relationship with her. He named the unwanted habit as drinking and smoking. Ambassador Kibi alleged that though he pleaded with his ex-partner to desist, she was reneged on doing so. He claimed that even if Madame Duwere was his wife, he intends to marry additional wife in keeping with his religion. He has the right to divorce her and anyone at any time as a man. Ambassador Kibi said it has been more than 10 years since he ended the relationship with Madame Duwere, noting that the accusation has a political undertone. It is crazy for anyone to just come to say, I feel I am the legal wife. If she comes and tells you that just ask her where the certificate of marriage is, because when you are married, you are supposed to have a marriage certificate. Even if she was my wife, I don't want to stay with her anymore. I can divorce her and I can never get a certificate right with her. He pointed out that following his separation with Durari, he got married to Madame Cooper about 5 years ago. Since 2019, Madela and Hab have been married. How come she would say that something thing is not true. Just tell her how to show the marriage certificate. Is not my wife. Anybody has the right to divorce or whatever they want in their life, he added. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines on the front page Africa newspaper. President Bouazizi leaves Liberian in sympathizing with ex-President Salif following son's death. President Bouazizi leaves Liberians in sympathizing with ex-President Salif following son's death. President Joseph Boakai, through a telephone communication Monday, conveyed his condolence message to former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as she mourns the passing of her son Charles Sirleaf. It is understood that President Boakai expressed his profound regret and prayed that God console Madame Sirleaf and her family during such a difficult time. Accordingly, he promised to visit Madame Sirleaf following his return from South Korea. The executive mansion wrote, the president promised to pay her a visit upon his return to the country as he is currently away on national duty. The Liberian chief executive is urging Liberians and friends to offer prayer for consolation and peace of mind for the former president and her family in this moment of grief and sorrow. Mr. Sirleaf, who served as acting governor of the Central Bank of Liberia during the regime of former President George Weah, passed away in Ghana at age 68. Details surrounding his death have not been fully disclosed, with family requesting privacy during this difficult time. Madam Sirleaf has faced the heartbreaking loss of two of her four children. The recent loss follows the earlier passing of another Sirleaf's son, James Sirleaf, deepening the sorrow of the former president and her family. Former President George Weah, along with several ex-officials, visited ex-President Weah, President Sirleaf, to express their condolences. His visit was seen as a gesture of respect and sympathy, demonstrating unity and support for Madame Sirleaf during this time of mourning. Who was Charles Sirleaf? Mr. Sirleaf was a prominent figure in Liberia in financial sector, serving as deputy governor and acting executive governor under two presidents and as an interim government from 2004 to 2020. During his tenure, he was known for his efforts to stabilize the country's economy and implement critical financial reform. Mr. Sirleaf served as deputy governor of operation at the Central Bank of Liberia from 2012 to 2020. During this period, he temporarily held the position of executive governor following the resignation of then Governor Mill Jones. After Governor Milton Weeks' appointment as executive governor, Sirleaf returned to his post as deputy governor for operation. His second tenure was marred by a series of financial scandals, including allegations of printing excess banknotes outside of the law. He was appointed and commissioned in February 2016 to a 5-year tenure, but was dismissed in 2018 when CDC-led government took office. Mr. Sirleaf was among several central bank governors charged in connection with the alleged unlawful printing of local currency worth millions of dollars that was reportedly disappeared in 2018. The former bank officials indicted in the case, including former Governor Milton Weeks, Finance Director Double H. Harbour, Director of Operation Bridget H. Walker, and Deputy Director for Internal Audit Joseph Dennis. While the legal process was ongoing, President Weah appointed Madam Pearson to the position of Deputy Bank Governor for Operation, although her confirmation was delayed due to the legal proceeding surrounding Mr. Sirleaf. Before his tenure at the central bank, Charles Sirleaf held various significant roles: Director of Finance at CBL 2006-2012, Manager of Bank and Debt Management 2004 to 2006, Special Assistant and Assistant Minister of the Ministry of Finance 2000 to 2003, President of the National Housing and Saving Bank, Special Assistant to to the representative at the United Nations program in Namibia 1996 to 1998. He was also vice president of the National Housing and Saving Bank in 1993 to 1996, and instructor of economics at the University of Liberia, manager of business development and trade at the Meridian Bako Bank, Liberia. So with this being said, this is how we would entertain a short break. When we come back, we fill you in.
Hello there, my name is K. Lyndon Togba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, K. Lyndon Togba. My name is Grefina Koreshpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on a show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage you to share the live stream, because the more you share the live stream, we transform and we transition ourselves as a broadcast team as well.
Wow. So when can I better get this program you are talking about?
This program is aired every Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. to 10:45. The program runs for 45 minutes.
Wow.
And guess what?
Wow.
We bring you hot stories of our trending situation within our country, Liberia. Imagine hearing stories from Hot Pepper newspaper, from the Daily Observer newspaper, from Front Page Africa. Are you a lover of Front Page Africa?
Oh yes, I'm a lover of
Front Page Africa, and the Women Voices, and a lot more. Not forgetting international news, BBC,
wow.
CNN, ABC News. We bring you headlines from those standpoints.
Wow, that is very, very, very amazing.
So we say, join us every day on the daily edition of Inside the Print Media at 10 a.m. with the headline.
Okay, welcome back, folks. Let's go over strictly to the New Dawn newspaper, where the New Dawn is reporting. Police interrogate Weah's religious advisor. Police interrogate Weah's religious advisor. So let's bring you the content of this particular development. Police have arrested the religious advisor of former President George Weah for alleged theft and trafficking. The Liberian National Police says it is investigating the religious advisors to ex-Liberian President George Weah for alleged theft and human trafficking. Reverend M. Nimlin, head pastors of the former President Weah Focal Family Fellowship Church and Rehab Community in Painesville, is being linked to theft by deception, receiving money on false pretense, visa fraud, and suspected human trafficking. The Liberian National Police, in a press release dated June 3, 2024, signed by police spokesperson DCP Cecilia G. Clark, said Reverend M. Nimlin was arrested on Sunday, June 2nd, 2024, at the Focal Family Fellowship Church in Baptist Seminary Community in Montserrat County, where he served as pastor. The release further reveals that his arrest is based on a complaint filed by some of his victims, headed by H. Momo Fountain Jr. Meanwhile, the police said Reverend Nimlin is currently in his custody on ongoing investigation for subsequent forwarding to court to face prosecution. Police initial investigation revealed in early August 2023, suspect Nimlan received the amount of 9,000 United States dollars each from 90 persons, totaling to 87,300 United States dollars, under the pretense of taking them to Australia to attend a church conference. The Liberian National Police reveals investigations indicated the pronouncement is a shock to many, especially for a prelate who was an advisor to former President George Weah. With this being said, this is how we move over to another headlines on the New Dawn newspaper. So, okay, folks, bear with us a bit as we bear with us a bit.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face-to-face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Okay, folks. So this is how we move over to another headlines on the New Dawn newspaper. Noise at Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency as officer accused Abraham Kurman of tribalizing agency. This paper has heard a brief anonymous LDA agent accusing LDA chief Abraham Kurman for allegedly demonstrating a high level of brutality, dictatorship, and unauthorized recruitment. This thing seems to be going bad for some officers at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, as they have begun speaking anonymously against the alleged dictatorial acts of the head, Colonel Abraham Kurman. Colonel Kurman is a former police chief, assumed leadership as the LDA this year under President Bouakar's regime. Based on assertions from grieving LDA's personnel, this paper has been investigating claims for alleged replacement of senior officers, tribalizing of the agency officers' recruitment process, and other vices within the LDA in late May. All efforts to have been made to hear from Colonel Kurman proved fruitless, but he has declined to respond to our inquiries both via phone calls and text messages. One aggrieved LDA personnel told an investigation by New Dawn investigative paper team that the LDA director Abraham Kurman has been implementing alleged and unauthorized administrative proceedings and unwritten policy. According to the anonymous source, since taking over as the head of the LDA, Colonel Kurman has continued to demonstrate a high level of brutality, dictatorship, and unauthorized recruitment at the entity. The LDA administrative policies and laws provide that the recruitment must be headed by the Deputy Director for Administration. Contrary to this, our sources lamented that Colonel Kurman has, through the help of several alleged ex-soldiers, trained and unilaterally recruited in a high-profile position dozens of supporters of the All Liberian Coalition Party and his kinsmen. ACOP, under the leadership of Dr. Lucien Camara, is one of the political parties that supported President Joseph Bouakar's presidential bid in 2023. Sources said supporters of ACOP, some of whom are pronounced kinsmen were allegedly recruited unilaterally and placed in high-profile position, leaving out 700 LDA voluntary actions agents who have hoped to get formally recruited after years of voluntary reasons. With this being said, so if you want to read the entire details of the story, you can grab your set of the copy of the new down to this edition, and you will definitely be acquainted with this particular the last newspaper in our possession. That is the Hot Pepper newspaper, and see what the Hot Pepper newspaper is reporting.
Hello, hello, dear. Hello, hello, dear. My name is K. Lyndon Toba. I'm in search of a platform where I can get credible information of our daily happenings in Liberia and the world at large.
Hello, Lyndon Toba. My name is Perfina Korishpa. Haven't you heard about Focal Online TV?
You say Focal Online TV?
Focal Online TV is located within a Tobo village community along the Japanese highway.
Tell me more about the platform.
This platform, called Focal Online TV Daily Edition of Inside the Print Media, does not encourage any form of dialogue between the viewers and the presenters.
Oh, you mean nobody calling there?
No, you can't call on a show. Let me talking out like when we're no calling there. So all you can do is you will listen to the news, and they can also encourage you to buy the newspaper to listen to the news in details.
But do you do viewer recognition at times?
Oh yes, we do viewer recognition. When you are watching, we notify you, and sometimes we even appreciate you on the show, telling you thank you for always following us. We also encourage.
All right, folks. So we are very, very sorry. We want to apologize to you that we are unable to bring you the last development from the Hot Pepper newspaper, but we will definitely bring it to you by tomorrow at about the same time. This is the program Inside the Print Media on Focal Online TV. Thanks to all of you who have been following this particular broadcast. This is the platform where we inform you about what is taking place within the print media. So these are all developments relating to the many newsmakers we have in our country, Liberia. My name is K. Lyndon Toba, and this is how I choose to say bye-bye. Many, many thanks to all of you who have been following this particular